Hello everybody! Today we're going to take a bit of a diversion. As you can see, we are back in the lovely Brightstone Cove Seldora. And today we are going to have some fun with pigs. I sort of have to find the right loadout for it. The task at hand is a little bit specialized. The first order of business before we truly attempt this is that we want to clear out as much of this area as possible. Playing Pied Piper to a pig is very difficult with these hollowed white mages shooting at us. It's also just kind of difficult in general. Nothing new under the sun here, really. That's about all we can do here. Because if we went any lower, we would have to use an area transition to get back up, which would undo everything we just did. All told, that's would basically be a waste of time. I was going to try and get an angle on the last hollow mage below the cliff, but it's just not possible from up here. To accomplish what we're trying here, we need to actually fight our way back all the way to the Royal Army camp. It's not that long of a trek, but coming from this direction offers a couple of unique challenges. I've lost count of how many Mastodon greatswords I've found. It's honestly an interesting weapon because while it is not an ultra greatsword, it has the weight and status requirements of them. So it's sort of, I don't want to say superfluous, but it's at a disadvantage compared to other greatswords because its damage isn't that much higher, but the requirements to wield it are, and it doesn't have any of the advantages of an ultra greatsword. This encounter can be a little difficult coming from behind because there's so many of them. And unlike coming from the other direction, there isn't really any high ground to take advantage of. They hit surprisingly hard, as we found out the last time we were here, but as long as you're careful, they shouldn't pose any real threat. Remember, be wary of boulder. That's probably the biggest thing that will get you if you come from the opposite direction here. It's very easy to forget that those boulders are even there if you can't see them coming down. Oh, peasant attire. Go ahead and put that on for a change. Doesn't offer a whole lot of protection. but it's certainly more practical than most of the armor sets that we found in this game for just, you know, wearing around the house. If you can line them up, then it's actually pretty effective to just kill enemies by poking them with a spear in a straight line. It actually pierces pretty darn well. This is especially true of spears with especially long shafts. Or lances. Alright. Here is the object of our desires. These fully grown undead devourers will lead us to great riches. Or, I suppose more appropriately, we will lead them to great riches which they will then uncover for us. However, it's quite a trek. I would generally recommend against attacking them too much, but I have found that giving them a poke in the face will sort of goad them along into following you. This becomes a sort of bizarre quasi-escort quest. Fortunately, no enemies will actually attack the pigs. We need to keep ourselves alive. However, the usual pitfalls of the AI getting stuck on corners and in doorways are present. This is the only time in the game where you have to do anything remotely like this. And it's a pretty significant trek, too. Fortunately, the pigs aren't very dangerous. Simply moving forward most of the time will keep you safe from most of their butts. Headbutts. I should specify headbutts. Possibly snout butts. So the proper way to proceed here is to hop down here. Back to where Pate and Creighton were fighting. The pig will actually follow you. Ideally. Come on, come on. Now, things can get a bit more difficult once you reach this level because you will not have had a chance to previously clear it out. So, you just have to be quick about it, play it by ear. Pyromancy will help you out a lot here because it does so much damage to the man spiders. And, you know, you also have to occasionally run back and make sure they're still following. Another one of those. Oops. Well, that puts a bit of a monkey wrench in matters. I'll just switch to the regular spear for now. Get that repaired later. Alright. The pig will actually make a surprising number of daring leaps to get at you. So once you've got his attention, it's not too difficult to actually just get him to follow you. I would like to say that once you get to this point with the pig, you're home free, That's not quite true. You still have to deal with a bunch of man spiders and basilisks, and you also have to make sure that the pig doesn't go into the spike pit, or that you don't accidentally clock the pig by accident. It's not necessary to kill everything here, but I figured that the trek across the planks will be a little bit delicate, so I didn't want any distractions. If the trek across the planks ever happens, come on! Okay, now we're home free. Mostly. Once you enter the spider chapel, the pig will slow down, start sniffing the ground, and become very interested in that patch of dirt, I guess. The weeds? And in doing so, he eats them, uncovers something for us, and then goes back to trying to kill us. Ungrateful little asshole. Oh, God. Alright, mission accomplished. We're out of here. Our reward for that malarkey is the pickaxe. The pickaxe is a unique great hammer. Instead of strike damage, it tends to do thrust damage and a little bit of slashing damage because of its unique hammerhead. We'll check it out a little bit in Majula here. Once I decide which ring to put back on. To wield one-handed, the pickaxe requires 22 strength, so it's a little bit above our pay grade. Its attack pattern is a little uninspiring. It's pretty quick for a great hammer, but it lacks versatility. The strong attack will sort of have you attacking back and forth. If you two-hand it and use the strong attack, you will get a area of effect twirling attack, but it's a little unwieldy. All in all, this is not actually that good of a weapon for how much you have to do to get it, and I'm ashamed of myself for even partaking in this nonsense. Aside from general embarrassment, there was a reason why I did that. We have one more thing to get here. Once you have donated enough souls to Molin through armor purchases that you've got him to his final phase of dialogue.
Go ahead, see what I'm offering.
If you talk to him when you have 0 souls...
In a spot of bother, are we? Here, take this. My compliments.
You'll get the Aurous set. While he does get a little bit cockier when he becomes more successful, I still think that Malon's a pretty nice guy, even when he is tainted with the sin of money. The Aurous set, for what it's worth, is pretty strong. It offers decent protection, and it also increases your equip load. However, the set that he gives you is a little weird. It's invisible, because we're a coward, I guess. I sort of object to that, but I'm not putting on any armor that makes fun of me. I draw the line. And with that, that's that last little bit of weirdness out of the way, and we can continue on with our journey without... Well, actually, we'll have to come back again, but for now, we're free of Brightstone Cove.